Hello and welcome to another modding stream for New Horizons. And the goal for today is just show off some of the progress we've made over the past few weeks and then maybe get into some questions or just some general further improvements. So let's launch the game. Okay, so first thing that was fixed is the mouse cursor on the main screen no longer glitches in a very strange manner, so that's a very nice improvement. In terms of gameplay, we've significantly improved the way the ocean looks. It's best to show this during like daylight. Let's just quickly fast forward to the morning and I can show you. And if you vaguely remember how the sea looked last time, I think you can agree that this is already a significant improvement. Settings for the weather still very temporary. At least you can now get a rough idea of the improvements in like graphical quality. Another important thing that was fixed is the flags on like the ships. They should now all be correct. Someone's asking if edux to each his own is non-moddable. And I think that's no longer true. In the latest version, what is it, 1.7.3, that has all of the game scripts unlocked. And I know that's true because I also have that game and all of the scripts are just available. Let me double check. So yeah, this is basically cdocs to each his own. As you can get it on Steam, you have a program folder with all of the scripts in it. So this is now also completely moddable. And because it's a Storm engine game, you can use all of the tools you can use for other games as well. But yeah, we're discussing the flag system and New Horizons. Basically has a lot of flag options. We have like the the flags for like the different nations, which are period dependent. So depending on which period you pick, you get a different flag. And your pirate flag, you can choose from all of these, as well as set your personal flag. And this has now been sort of completely revamped so that it's a lot less buggy, going to result in less visual glitches and crashes than it did before. Someone's asking if we can run the game on Linux, and there's been a lot of work to make that possible. I haven't tried it myself, but I think it should be possible, or at least almost fully functional. Let me check the GitHub. If you can go to the GitHub and then find nope, wait, wrong repository. Need the Storm Devs repository, which is this one. A lot of work has been happening, including like if we're gonna look for Q4A, which is who's doing like most of the Linux work, you can see there's a lot of improvement to get it working on Linux. I think if you go to GitHub and Actions, you can find one of these builds for like develop, and then you should be able to download a Linux version. CI Linux, this one. This doesn't have artifacts. So basically, like we're building it using Clang 11, Clang 12, and that works. So you can definitely try running it, and if you run into problems, just join Discord. I'm certain we'll be able to help you troubleshoot it. And back to the flag system. And yeah, if people have questions, feel free to keep interrupting. That's why we're here. So the flags and how they used to work was basically you have lots of files, which flags for different nations. Then we have separate flag for forts, and then separate flags for like ships. And you also have like sort of special flags, which are called pennants, in a separate file. For the new system, I basically combined the normal flags and the pennant flags into one texture. So we only need one flag system per ship instead of two. And we've also made some changes in the code. So the way New Horizons originally did it was basically I sort of hacked the game's modules. So we had like 20 different flag entities. This has now been simplified. We just have one flag entity, and you can create 20 of these, and then sort of in the game we can change the texture that used to generate that flag. Ahoy! basically added a message to set a custom flag. So what we're going to basically create separate flag entities for each of like these ship textures, especially like the personal flags you can choose from. And when we create your ship, we just set that flag entity to be used for your ship. And sort of depending on what flag you're using, if you're a pirate, you have a personal flag, if it's a merchant ship, you can assign a different flag entity, and everything just works. And if you look at the ship that I'm currently sailing, which is a sloop of war that we stole from some pirates, you'll notice we have sort of like two flags that should be pennants and two flags that should be normal flags. But in fact, currently all normal flags are flying the Dutch flag, and two of those should be pennants. And I'll quickly show you how that works. So like, what ship was it? Sloop of war. Might be this one. Brick 1H. Is there only one sloop of war? Brick 2. Heavy sloop of war, French. So it might be brick 2. Pull up Blender. Should be able to import this ship. Models, ships, brick 1. Is this the correct one? Does this look like the correct ship? It does look like the correct ship. But we see port out brick 1. So yeah, that should be correct. Also import the relevant masts. This is brick 1, and I basically see mast 2 should be a pennant. And mast 3, I think that's also a pennant. Is that correct? I don't think that's correct. But if we take mast 2, and then also take mast 2, move this one to here. How do we do that again? Cursor to selected, and then like this. That's the mast position, correct? And in this mast, you'll see we have some pen markers. And we have a flag marker. It's this one. Now, to each his own, I think. Maybe I was also already in City of Abandoned Ships, basically added not pen markers, but special flag markers. So you want something to be a pennant, don't call it a flag, call it an S flag, a special flag. And then in the game, when the game asks us for like which flag we should display, it's going to tell us if it's a special flag or not. And if it's a special flag, we're basically going to select flag on row number 1, which is this one, and we're going to play the pennant instead of the flag. Stop one is row number 0, and then this one's row number 1. It's basically how the pennant system works. We change this to an S flag, and then let's delete this flag. Then this mast should now get the correct flag. Then export this model again to over here, mast 2, export it, and then it's going to work, semi-work, just to reload. Didn't do it. We have to reload this way. Now, isn't this the right brick? Let's double check. What texture does brick 1 use? Come on. Brick. It's the Brigantines. What's it called? Come on. Bought out brick 1. Bought out brick 1. It's the brownish one. I think we have a greenish one. Which ship do we have? Oh, yeah, it's none of these. Not this one. Not this one. This one. What ship do we? It's a sloop of war, right? Sloop of war. Oh. Ships in it. Sloop of war. See, that's the problem with all of these ships. Can we recolor it?
That's your ship? I pity you, my friend.
No. We cannot recolor it. Okay. It's 22 guns, 149 crew for pirate design. Yeah, Mexico is wrong. Mexico is wrong. Wrong. British heavy. Sloop of war. 24 cannons. 24 cannons. 24. 24 cannons. 24 cannons. And we've gone round. Oh, now there's a sloop of war with dashes in it. This one's not it either. Nope. Nope. And we've gone around. So yeah, I don't know which ship model we're actually using. How can I find out? Let's try and find out this way. This. Actually, let's go this way, because it's probably model. Pirate Brick 50. And any other ships? Fleet 1, Sloop 1, Sloop Bermuda, Lugger CT, Bug Heavy, Pirate Brick 50. Let's type Pirate Brick 50. Don't say. I want to quickly check I didn't mess up this mast. I didn't. That's nice. Let's import Pirate Brick 50. Oops. No. Gonna go from Sloop 1, Sloop Bermuda, Bug Heavy, Lugger VML, Pirate Brick 50. Value. Go back. Sort of ships in it. Pirate Brick 50. That is a sloop of war. Do we have sloop war? Nope. I still think it's this one. That's the one we just had. ID. So it should be brick 1. Brick 1. We just updated. Yeah, no. It's the correct New Horizons. Let's make absolutely sure we have the right file by doing something silly and making a backup. Because we're not gonna want to keep these changes. Resource, models, ships, brick 1. Let's make a copy. Have copy. Take this one, export the GM model, brick 1, export. Now let's see if we have a silly ship or not. And it's not. Grace, do we have one that's... No. That's not it. It both give an error message. And look weird. Sloop of War. Brick 1. This is brick 1. What are we doing wrong? Yeah, I'm not sure about this. This one worked before. Ahoy! Also in the right one here, I think. Yeah. Pirate brick 50. Got logs here. Anything in the logs? Nope. Now let's check again. Ship any name. I don't think ships have innies. Any? No. They don't have innies. Init is going to load the model. Right. Mount. Ship any name. Ships. This is totally going to be it. It's pirate brick 50 and temp string is going to be pirate brick 50. That's actually called pirate brick 50. Do we have that? No, this one up. Pirate brick 50. That's the one. That's the one we need. Finally. Figured it out. This one. And we need mask 2. Let's do the same thing again. Cursor to selected. Selected to cursor. Selection. This is must number 2. This flag. And this pennant. Just gonna delete the flag. I call this special flag. Let's call it special flag 2. And I think we should be able to export this. Mast 2. So quickly save this one. As pirate brick 50. And this one can reload our save. And now we have a pennant instead of a flag. We have to do the same to mast 4. Mast 4. Selection to cursor. Mast 4. Get rid of that one. As flag 4. And then that's gonna be our second pennant. One pennant. 3 flags becomes 2 pennants, 2 flags. Just like that. And then while we're at it, we also have these 2 lanterns. And if we compare it to something like this one, we need a lights group with a lantern in it. So let's do that. Let's roughly position our cursor where we want. Let's create a new empty, like so. And then let's try and position this sort of where we want the light to emit from. Maybe a little lower, something like that. Let's duplicate this, move it over. Have a second lantern. Call this L001 and L002. This one, cursor to world origin. Create an empty lights group. Let's parent this to that one. Let's move all of these to Pirate Brick 50 group. So the root with the lights in it. And we just need to parent both lights to the lights group on the root. Now we will have lights. There's only going to be one problem. And that's the beep that I think you can hear on stream, which basically tells us that this model doesn't have a collision.
Make sail,
Which I think means we can't collide with anything. Let's see if this is true. No, we do sort of still have a collision. Interestingly enough. But anyway, that beep tells us that the collision for this file isn't correct, so then we need to go and find it over here. So basically change this, and change this. Also notice these file sizes are smaller. Engine also comes with a BSP patcher tool, which is exactly what we need. Basically just copy them over here. And then just drag them onto there. Basically get sort of like a console window, that's fine. Last one. And you can copy these back over here. File size will basically double. And you only have to do these patches for actual ships. And then we don't hear the beep, and collision and everything should now work, so people can actually shoot down your masts. And then if we load our nighttime save game, we should be able to test the lanterns as well. You can already see our ship in the distance. And there we go. Two beautiful lanterns and some beautiful flags. And that's how to fix flags and lanterns. Okay, so another small change. If you go into a quest book, any newly generated quest entries will not be missing the last character. It's a strange bug that basically means that like the very last character, which in this case is just point the dot, wouldn't show up in the quest book. Small fix, but very happy that's done. And a much bigger change is that the spyglass has largely been fixed. The UI is still very messy, and the fort icon is wrong, as you can see, but it does contain all of the information you want from spyglass. Let's reload a couple of times to see if we can quickly find some ships. Yep. Basically see that's Bermuda sloop, the class 6 ship flying British flag at a distance of about 1,100 meters, I think. Or is that feet? That's probably gonna be feet, right? You get some information on the skills of the person captaining it. You can see that it's captained by Killian South. And so yeah, the spyglass is basically fully usable.
make sail,
It's also a really nice improvement. there was a bug in the colonies menu, which meant that this button didn't work. That's now also been fixed. There was a game crash that happened when ships surrendered. Well, sometimes it crashed when ships surrendered, because they were basically creating a new sort of AI group of ships. And the way it was done sort of caused the game to crash, which wasn't very nice. As well as a crash that would occur when there were storms, and then sort of the sound effects were generated on an invalid position, which also caused the game to crash. Also been fixed. And then you can sort of see the green arrow above our ship.
Make sail, boiler.
That's sort of the stats indicator with hull, sails, and crew. Or is it hull, crew, and sails? No, I think it's hull, sails, and crew. And it also shows for enemy ships, so you can get a quick view of sort of the status, your progress in terms of capturing those ships. Also made some small improvements to the engine itself. Added two options to the engine.ini. That's, you can now set like display as sort of your preferred monitor. Default gonna be 0, since actually streaming from my second monitor, set it to 1 so it shows in the correct display. And also enable window borders if you're in windowed mode, if you sort of want to drag the window around. These aren't New Horizons specific, so they'll also show up in to each zone at some point. Probably in the next update. And then I think that's it in terms of improvements since last week's. So yeah, been playing the game for a fair bit, capturing a couple of ships, and I've not like having a very stable experience. I had some crashes, but most of those I've also fixed so they don't happen again. So yeah, gives you a rough idea of the current state of the New Horizons mod. Which just leaves time for questions and for me to show off custom flag. And I sort of have to reload the game for that. Yeah, I can only do that. Let's see. Brilliant. Is there anything we want to do in this town? Out of planks. Let's get some more.
Avast, you scurvy knave.
Is there crew uniform customization? I don't think so. At least not currently. You can sort of change the uniforms in this screen. And because I've captured a French officer, you can give them all, like the Spanish officer, sorry. You can give them all the Spanish uniform. And then they'll wear it, but I think the crew on your ship is always going to be just sailors, or I think if you're in a naval career, you're going to have the uniforms of the nation you're working for. So it's dynamic, but not really customized.
I run the finest shop in the entire archipelago.
Oh.
Entire archipelago. Patient.
Broke something. Store's broken. 949. Medicine per. I did change that. How is this not in here? Did I lose my internal settings? No. Yeah, so basically I did. Did something like this. Medicine there. I think we get quantity of crew, and then times this, so I think I did something like 5% of the crew could get medicine. This isn't part of a mod, this is just something I customized the auto trade. And I also changed this powder. Something like that. Bombs. We don't do bombs. So yes, shooting all of our grapes, all of our change shot. Probably be like this. As a pirate captain, I want lots of change shot. So that should now work. It's the wrong save game. This one. Store.
Quality takes time.
That works. You can just
Patience.
auto trade. Lots of grape shots. Planks. And medicine. Perfect. Ready to go.
The last pirate I met got fitted.
Let's see if we can get up to some privateering.
Are in Portugal now, Captain, and I expect your best behavior.
Those hostiles sound interesting. 16 gun Jackassbach Royal César. Flying the colors of France. 16 gun ship. We have 22 guns. So that should be very, very easy. Let's go
The last pirate.
hunt some French. And while we're at it, let's then just fly the Portuguese flag while we're doing work for the Portuguese. French ship. Royal Tsar.
Make sail, port. Make sail, port.
It's gonna be this one. Don't think we can easily find out where it is. Let's turn on time acceleration and go look for the French. At least it is sunny weather, so we can see stuff. Is that a ship? Yes, but it's a Portuguese ship. Never mind. If we have to sail all the way around the island? We are gonna get some unfavorable winds, so I hope we don't have to. Oh. Now it's friendship. So I think we found ourselves a spyglass bug. It doesn't actually update for ships that are far away. And we have a sun glare visual glitch. Just drop a quick save. Let's get out the chain shot. And let's go. Let's make sure that we sort of come in from a favorable wind direction. It's not a lot of wind. We position ourselves downwind, upwind. We should have some pretty good shots. As you can see, there are no AI improvements. At least not yet. Yeah, he's not gonna run away. It's time for some grape shot. Ah! We lost a cannon. We probably don't have any good cannons we can steal either. Come on. Hold on. What are they looking like? Treacherous morale, 30 men. Yeah. It's time to go in. I mean, it's only a pirate hunting mission ship, so those are generally fairly easy.
Prepare for boarding!
There we go.
You have insulted me for the
We
last
actually have to
time.
fight.
Die, bandido!
He didn't instantly give up.
Insulted me for the last time.
This one seems like he could use some help. Everyone good? Okay. Oh. Oh! This is the bug. Speaking to a crew member that has no dialogue. Don't think there's a way we can get out from here. Nope. Let's write that down as another bug. And we didn't quick save before boarding. Oh, let's go straight to chain. How much crew do they have? Can't tell you, but it's not a lot. I can see the beautiful Portuguese flag. 40, yeah.
Strike them down. Aye, aye.
No,
Make
not gonna.
sail. Aye, aye.
They're not gonna have a good day.
Port guns. Port guns ready, Captain. Sail. Aye, aye. Guns ready, Captain.
This should do it. Right. At least for testing enabled quick save while in combat. And just quickly do that. I'm actually trying to get away. They have forgotten I have fully upgraded my ship. Oh, just in case that I have to change some.
Prepare for boarding.
There we go.
Parties away.
Still
Die,
not so-
bandido. Die, bandido. Die, bandido. Die, bandido.
Yeah, that's just to be sure. Sure we don't speak to a crew member.
Die, bandido. Die, bandido.
I think this is gonna be the final deck. Cargo hold. As you can see, combat is working, but probably do with some tweaking and balancing. There we have it. Found a stone. And a clay jar. Perfect. There we go. We've taken the ship. Where's my first mate? That one. So one thing we fixed was that this menu was not working. Couldn't select goods. One thing that's still broken, I'll fix in like a moment, is that this take all button works but doesn't update the UI. Do this and refresh it. Take some of the rum, some of the food. That's it. And we actually lost quite some crew. It's like 20 crew members. They're completely out of crew. Okay. And that's how to take a ship. And you have one more fairly big outstanding bug, and it is when you come back out of boarding mode and sort of outside ship hull textures just don't work yet. Small bug, but I haven't quite figured out why how exactly to fix this.
Strike 'em down. Aye, aye.
Sail down. Yeah, thank you for like the kind words. Since like now the Storm engine has gone open source, it's been like it's quite some effort to make all the Pirates of the Caribbean mod work on a newer engine. But once we do that, we can definitely keep improving it for many years to come. And a lot of things that we couldn't do before, we can now actually do fairly easily.
Lando.
Oh. I'm just gonna reload because I don't want to deal with that. We can just sail back. I think it's this way. And finish our mission. But there's not much wind, so it'll take a while. Yeah, I have a lot of sort of features and improvements I plan on implementing. But the current focus is very much just on making sure the game that we currently have runs on a new engine as stably as possible, so that this lovely game and lovely mod can enter the modern times without like strange workarounds and glitches. Because I have to say, with the vanilla New Horizons mod, I'm always fairly nervous about boarding ships. Because the game tends to crash, at least for me, at the end of a boarding, and then you sort of have to do it all over again. Will this require a fresh install? Yes. Because the save games aren't compatible. That being said, to each his own also upgraded the engine to the open source version, and in the process improved some like small things in the way the games are saved, so they're smaller. So they sort of added a save game converter, which we can probably also adapt for New Horizons if it's needed, but in all honesty, I think most people are sort of used to starting games fresh.
Begging your pardon, sir.
But if you're asking, like, do you still need Pirates of the Caribbean to run this, then I'm happy to say that. Because the new engine's open source, we could technically make a standalone New Horizons version that no longer really requires Pirates of the Caribbean to install it.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Which would indeed be a significant improvement, because you can't get the original game anymore.
Your career as a
At least you
scoundrel.
can't buy it anywhere.
You are in Portugal now, Captain, and I expect your
Yes,
best behavior.
tiny amount of gold. Let's sell our ship. And it's cargo. And we're ready for the next mission.
That's your ship? I pity you, my friend.
Auction it. 30,000. It's not much. And we also didn't really have to do much. Go to the store. I'm still missing a few crew.
No, Captain. You may not have a line of credit.
Let's stock up. Go to the tavern.
Aye, governor.
Everyone, drink!
Hire
Portugal will rule
some
these
crew.
seas!
Like that. Now we're ready to set sail again. So yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end today's stream. I hope people enjoyed getting an update on the mod's progress, the porting progress, and hopefully it won't be too long before we can make this available publicly and we can all enjoy the improved graphics and stability that the new engine has to offer. So yeah, if you enjoyed the stream or have any comments about it, feel free to let me know, and then I know whether I need to keep doing this or not. That's it for now, and I'll see you all next time.